what's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and today I'm doing a mixed media layout. Well, actually, it's kind of just a media layout. I'm not mixing any of the media, I'm just using one. I'm using some modelling paste. It's the same thing as texture paste and moulding paste. They're all just different names for the same product. And I'm using a circle stencil from Flutterby Designs, as well as some of the papers and things from there as well. And this is a photo, it's a really cute photo of Arch and my parents' dog Nellie. And you may have heard me talk about Nellie in the past on other pages. She's a little cheeky. So she's what is she? Is she a Parsons Terrier? I think it's like a Jack Russell cross mini Foxy. I think that's what it is. And she and Archie are pretty inseparable. She absolutely loves when he comes to visit. And so I caught this photo of her just staring at Archie through the cot. And I had to scrap it. Of course, I shooed her out of there so that he could actually sleep in peace. But it was just a really cute moment. So I'm using some of the papers from the We Run the World collection from Flutterby Designs, and there was this really soft, dreamy paper. And originally I was going to make my own background with some watercolors and texture paste, and when I saw this paper I was flicking through my stash and I just thought it was very dreamlike, and I just had to, why bother making when you have this perfection for your layout? So I'm using the wood veneer from that collection. It's called Dreams, and I do stuff up this wood veneer, which you will see in a little while, but I managed to cover it up because you can always cover up your mistakes. There's always something darker that you can put over the top and just pretend the mistakes never happened. I'm going through and I'm punching out any of the little heart wood veneers. I don't end up using them all, but I'd rather have them there so that I can move them around my page and kind of figure out if I want to use them. I'm gluing this down with my Scotch tacky glue, and it's just a nice white clear glue. I think it's a PVA glue, which is like a school glue, but it's extra sticky. And the reason why I'm using wet glue and not double-sided tape here is because I have that texture paste. Those little white dots are all bumpy, and although it doesn't look like it on camera, they're quite dimensional, and so using tape on them would just be disastrous. It would ping off straight away, and I like my adhesive and I want to make sure that it sticks down. These hearts are actually from another paper in the collection, and I wanted to cut them out and use them as embellishments for this because they're just so pretty and bold, and I thought they were really nice just scattered up and down the page. I'm adding a few of those little wood veneers too, because you can't ever have enough tiny hearts. And I really love the way this page turned out. The one little tiny disaster, which isn't really a disaster, but it annoyed me, and it was an easy fix, which is right at the end. I love to overlap my embellishments over the side of the page. If you're new to scrapbooking, you're finding that sometimes your pages look like they're floating, or that things don't belong together, try overlapping things, try having things hang off the edge and cut them off a little bit. It really grounds everything together, and it can sometimes help just by shifting an embellishment slightly can completely change a page. Here I do a bit of Frankensteining. I have these gold alphas which are beautiful, but of course you go through the most used letters very quickly, and so you might be thinking, Adele, what word are you spelling here? And it is going to be Sweet Dreams, but for now it's Swakukukut Dreams, and I used the letter C, and I'm going to grab a J because I don't often use J's, and I needed a straight letter in the set. I could have used a Q actually. If you're a long time inklet, you'll know my annoyance of the letter Q on alpha packs. Not annoyance at Q itself. I shouldn't take it out on the letter Q. It's just how many friends Q often has on a pack of alphabet stickers. There's no need for Q to have 5 of its friends along for the ride as well. Just one Q and we'll be right. I realise if you're new to my channel, I'm going to just sound like a little bit of a mad person, but I promise I'm not too much anyway. I'm going through some of the page tabs, which are not from this collection. They're just basic in the Flutterby shop. And I'm sticking this little one down here, which says, remember this. And I felt like I just needed a bit of extra black because the hearts are so dark against that soft floaty background paper. I just needed something else dark to make it all link together. I'm also going through some of the sticky quotes, tiny word stickers, and be warned, I've said this before, there are some colourful words in the tiny word stickers, and so it's very, very easy to avoid. I just don't use those ones, but just be aware of that if you are purchasing them yourself. I put this little grateful down and then I grab another one. There's 2 different sizes of tiny word stickers. These are teeny tiny ones, and then there's larger ones as well. So I love the look of this page, but I kind of felt like that top left hand corner was a bit unbalanced. It was feeling a bit lonely and it needed some extra assistance. I'm just going off there to grab one of the tiny word stickers and stick that down, but I needed something up the top there. So before I do anything, I was tossing up where to put my journaling, and I couldn't, of course, write over the top of the modelling paste. I could have put a label or something there, but I really just wanted to write on the background paper. And so I decided to do something a bit different and do sideways journaling. I recently did a video. I'm filming this in the past, actually, so a couple of months ago when you're watching this, I filmed a video for Patreon and I did some sideways journaling through a list on that, and I really loved the way that layout turned out. So it's definitely something that I'm going to be trying in future layouts as well, so don't be surprised if you see a lot of sideways journaling. I'm using my food ball pen just because my normal Pilot G2 pens had gone walking and I was too lazy to go and try and find them, so I just used this pen, which is nice and dark. It's not waterproof, but I don't plan on spilling anything on this layout, hopefully, and it should be all right. The G2s aren't, the Pilot G2s that I usually use aren't waterproof either. Just doing a doodly border as well, and I love the way that looked, but it's still, that left top corner just felt a bit empty, so I decided to grab some of the leftover hearts and leftover bits and pieces that I already had out, and basically it also saves me from putting them away again, and I'm just sticking those up the top. Lazy scrapbookers, unite with me, because better use it and then you don't have to put it away, and it also balances out the whole page as well. Then I'm using some Hardy Shine in navy because I wanted a darker dot for today, and this navy bottle is so difficult to shake, so that's why I shook it off camera a lot. And I'm just sticking that down, kind of following the trail of hearts, I guess, and then just putting some in that top left hand corner as well. And you can see there, dun, 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 I splattered on my wood veneer, which was inevitable because I'm not a very dainty splatterer, and I seem to just put Hardy Shine on everything and anything when I do my splatters. So all I did was I grabbed a paint pen from my stash. It's a pretty blue one. I thought it went well with the blue tones down in the bottom corner of that paper, and I'm just simply colouring over the top of the wood veneer. This is a technique that I taught in the... Did I teach it? No, I taught something similar in the in-person classes that I taught at the Brisbane Expo earlier this year, and I absolutely love colouring wood veneer. It can just take it to a whole nother place, and it's super easy to do if you're using paint pens. I'm using my food ball now and just doing a couple of extra little hearts, and I did a few little blue hearts as well, just because I felt like it needed an extra hit of blue too. And it's all done. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. While I was making this layout, I had a very noisy toddler singing songs to me right next to me and telling me just no in a really cute voice. And so I will pan the camera along to him in just a moment, just so you can see real life what goes on behind the camera. So here's me scrapping, and this is my cheeky little man that kept running up and blowing raspberries at me and then running away. Thanks for joining today, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.